One shot! You want salt? What you saying with one shot?
What happens when a cherished comedy show runs into the realities of changing cultural norms? In The Scene That Took the Benny Hill Show Off the Air for Good, we take a closer look at the factors behind the cancellation of this iconic series, celebrated for its slapstick humor and memorable sketches. Despite his tremendous success, Benny Hill faced personal struggles and growing criticism as society's values evolved. Insights from critics like Ben Elton spark a national conversation about the impact of comedy, ultimately leading to the show's unexpected end in 1989. Join us as we delve into Benny Hill's story and the scene that signaled the close of a beloved chapter in British comedy. The sudden cancellation of the Benny Hill Show was a turning point in British comedy, where classic slapstick humor collided with changing cultural expectations. For over 30 years, Benny Hill's fast-paced sketches and quirky characters made audiences laugh. But as society shifted in the 1980s, so did views on what was acceptable. His portrayal of women, once seen as harmless fun, came under fire, with comedian Ben Elton leading the charge, sparking a national conversation about comedy's role in reflecting the times. As criticism grew, other factors like rising production costs and a shrinking audience also played a part in the show's eventual cancellation in 1989. It was the end of an era, but it highlighted something important. Comedy, like any art form, has to evolve with the times. Benny Hill's story is a reminder of how quickly things can change, and how comedians, in particular, need to find a balance between staying funny and staying relevant in a world that's always moving forward. Benny Hill's rise to fame. Benny Hill's rise to fame is a captivating tale woven with unique talent, perseverance, and the intricate complexities of personal and public life. Born Alfred Hawthorne Hill on January 21, 1924, in Southampton, England, Benny hailed from a family that blended practical pursuits with a flair for performance. His father operated a medical supply shop, while his grandfather's career as a circus clown might have served as an early catalyst for Benny's gravitation toward humor and physical comedy. His mother also played a pivotal role in his upbringing, nurturing his early interest in performance and encouraging him to pursue his dreams. Before comedy became his calling, Benny worked various jobs that shaped his work ethic and resilience. His path to stardom was far from straightforward. He briefly worked as a milkman and a driver, but it was during World War II that his career took a crucial turn. Drafted into the British Army, Benny trained as a mechanic, yet his natural talent for humor soon found an outlet. He joined the Combined Services Entertainment (CSSE) division, responsible for entertaining British and Allied troops. This experience laid the foundation for his comedic career, allowing him to perform live in front of diverse audiences and perfect his fast-paced, adaptable humor. Benny Hill's big break came in the early 1950s, when he began working as an assistant stage manager for a touring show. His sharp wit and knack for physical comedy quickly catapulted him into a television career that would eventually make him an international icon. The Benny Hill Show, launched in 1955, became a revolutionary blend of slapstick, satire, and visual gags, characterized by its fast-paced and often absurd skits. The show's appeal lay in its universal, almost silent movie-style comedy, allowing it to resonate with audiences worldwide, even those who didn't speak English. The famous yakety sax chase sequences became a trademark of the show, combining Hill's comedic timing with physical humor that transcended cultural and linguistic barriers. Despite his immense popularity, Benny Hill faced growing criticism over the years, particularly regarding his portrayal of women and the use of sexual innuendo. Many accused the show of being outdated and sexist, yet it remained beloved by a wide fan base for its cheeky humor and nostalgia. Behind the scenes, however, Benny grappled with personal struggles. The man who made millions laugh was fighting inner demons, leading a reclusive life away from the spotlight. Fame brought pressure, and as the television landscape changed, so did public opinion about his brand of humor. The criticisms took their toll, and in 1989, after more than 3 decades on air, The Benny Hill Show was abruptly canceled. leaving fans in disbelief. This cancellation marked the end of an era in British television comedy. Benny Hill's ascent to fame was a combination of his natural comedic talent and the hard-earned lessons from his early life and military service. His legacy as a pioneer of physical and visual comedy endures, even as his work continues to be reassessed in the modern age. But what sparked his creative journey? To uncover the roots of Hill's humor, we need to look at the lively world of British music hall, where his comedic talent first began to grow. Early career and influences. Benny Hill's early career and influences were shaped by the vibrant world of British music hall, a form of theatrical entertainment that flourished in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These performances were characterized by a variety of acts, featuring comedians with bold, exaggerated personas that captivated audiences through slapstick, physical humor, and satire. Hill was particularly drawn to these larger-than-life personalities and their ability to evoke laughter through clever timing and exaggerated situations. Among his major influences was Jack Benny, the famous American comedian renowned for his impeccable timing, deadpan delivery, and understated humor. Jack Benny's ability to create humor from simple, drawn-out pauses and his skillful use of silence profoundly impacted Hill. In tribute to his inspiration, Hill adopted Benny as his stage name, merging his love for both British and American comedic traditions. Hill's big break came in 1947 when he first appeared on the popular radio show Variety Bandbox. His sharp wit and quick-fire humor quickly resonated with audiences, marking the start of his rise in the entertainment industry. Hill's ability to blend humor from the music hall tradition with more modern comedic elements allowed him to stand out among other comedians of his time. As radio paved the way for television's dominance, Hill transitioned smoothly to the new medium, where his visual gags and slapstick routines found an even larger audience. In 1962, he debuted his first television show, Benny Hill, an anthology sitcom that granted him the freedom to explore various comedic scenarios. Although this early iteration of his show lasted only until 1963, it allowed Hill to experiment with different forms of comedy, refine his timing, and develop the iconic characters that would later define his career. During this period, Benny Hill also hosted a radio show called Benny Hill Time on the BBC Light program, where he continued to hone his satirical edge. His show often parodied contemporary culture, poking fun at everything from political figures to cultural phenomena like the Beatles. Hill's knack for satire and parody would become central to his comedic style, as he found ways to mock societal norms while making people laugh. By the late 1960s, Benny Hill had found his true comedic voice, blending physical comedy with his razor-sharp satire. His characters, such as the bumbling Harry Hill and the pompous Fred Scuttle, became beloved by audiences for their relatable, everyman humor. The combination of slapstick, visual gags, and clever parodies made The Benny Hill Show an international hit by the 1970s and 1980s, broadcast in over 140 countries. Benny Hill's unique approach to comedy, influenced by the British music hall tradition and American comedians like Jack Benny, established him as a pioneer in television comedy. His ability to adapt to new forms of media, combined with his mastery of satire and physical humor, left a lasting legacy that continues to influence comedians worldwide. But how did he translate this innovative style into a successful television format? This question leads us to a defining moment in his career, the birth of his groundbreaking show. The show's formula, The Benny Hill Show, which began airing in 1955, quickly established itself as a landmark in comedy with its distinctive blend of live performances and pre-recorded sketches. The formula for the show was simple, yet highly effective. Slapstick humor, visual gags, and clever wordplay, often accompanied by memorable recurring characters. One of the most notable and beloved characters was Jackie Wright, an older, diminutive man who frequently found himself on the receiving end of Benny Hill's playful antics. A signature running gag involved Benny lightly slapping Jackie on the head, a bit that became iconic and representative of the show's cheeky, physical comedy. The show's humor transcended cultural boundaries, as its visual gags required little translation, making it accessible and enjoyable for audiences worldwide. Benny Hill's comedic style combined the best of British music hall slapstick with a modern, television-friendly format. His mastery of fast-paced, absurd scenarios, as well as his ability to play multiple characters, allowed for a variety of comedic situations that kept audiences engaged. One of the most recognizable and memorable aspects of The Benny Hill Show was its chase sequences, which became the show's signature finale. These chaotic, slapstick scenes typically involved Hill being pursued by a mob of characters, often including police officers, angry women, or random bystanders, all set to the tune of Yakety Sax by Boots Randolph. The fast-paced, whimsical melody became so synonymous with the chases that it's now widely referred to as the Benny Hill theme. These sequences were usually filmed in fast motion, adding to the sense of chaotic humor, as characters would frantically run through the streets, up and down stairs, or through various comic scenarios, often in ridiculous costumes or situations. The chase scenes perfectly encapsulated the essence of Hill's comedy: absurd, energetic, and unapologetically silly. In addition to his popularity with general audiences, Benny Hill's influence extended to notable figures in the entertainment world. Celebrities such as Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon, Adam Carolla, and even pop icon Michael Jackson publicly expressed their admiration for his comedic talents. Hill's ability to evoke laughter through his physical humor, often without saying a word, earned him respect from comedians and performers across the globe. The show's success, however, wasn't just limited to the UK. The Benny Hill Show became an international sensation, broadcast in over 140 countries at its peak. Hill's slapstick humor and visual gags were universal, allowing the show to be enjoyed by non-English-speaking audiences, further cementing its global appeal. While its formula was simple, the combination of clever wordplay, memorable characters, and fast-paced slapstick scenes helped The Benny Hill Show secure its place in the history of television comedy. Yet, as with many cultural phenomena, the tides of public opinion began to shift. What was once celebrated as comedic brilliance soon found itself at the center of a growing debate. Controversy and decline. By the late 1980s, The Benny Hill Show faced increasing criticism for its portrayal of women, particularly in its sketches involving the Hills Angels, a group of dancers often featured in revealing costumes. While these sketches were originally intended as lighthearted, playful elements of the show, they gradually attracted more backlash, with critics accusing the show of objectifying women. As societal attitudes toward humor and gender representation evolved, what had once been viewed as harmless fun began to be seen as outdated and inappropriate. One of the most vocal critics of Benny Hill's show was comedian Ben Elton, a key figure in the alternative comedy movement. Elton argued that Hill's humor reinforced negative stereotypes about women and dismissed the need for progress in comedic representation. This push for change coincided with a broader societal shift that emphasized inclusivity and sensitivity in media. Despite his immense popularity, Hill found himself increasingly at odds with the evolving cultural landscape. The late-night comedy landscape was also changing, with new comedians emerging who challenged traditional styles and pushed boundaries. Performers such as Eddie Izzard and Dawn French were gaining popularity, and their more progressive, subversive styles began to dominate the airwaves. This shift left Benny Hill struggling to adapt to the new comedic zeitgeist. In response to the criticism, Hill made attempts to update his content, introducing more diverse sketches and characters. However, many felt these efforts were insufficient, and the show struggled to maintain its viewership amid rising competition from other comedic formats. The turning point came in 1989 when The Benny Hill Show was finally canceled after 34 years on air. This abrupt end stunned fans who had come to adore Hill's signature style. In the wake of its cancellation, Benny Hill retreated from the public eye, facing personal struggles in the shadow of his past fame. The man who had once ruled the television comedy landscape found himself largely forgotten in a rapidly changing media world. The decline of The Benny Hill Show highlighted a crucial moment in television history: the growing recognition of the importance of representation and sensitivity in comedy. While Benny Hill had undeniably contributed to the world of laughter, his legacy became complicated by changing societal values. Yet even in the midst of controversy and decline, Hill's comedic genius and groundbreaking contributions to the art of humor remain undeniable. How would history remember the man who defined a generation of laughter? That question invites us to explore Hill's enduring legacy. Legacy and impact. Benny Hill's legacy and impact on comedy are both complex and multifaceted. Despite the controversies surrounding his work, Hill's influence on the comedy landscape remains significant. He is widely regarded as a pioneer of visual and slapstick humor, blending elements of British music hall with modern television comedy to create a unique style that continues to inspire comedians today. His ability to transcend language barriers through physical comedy allowed him to reach audiences worldwide, and many international comedians have cited him as an inspiration. Iconic figures like Jim Carrey, Rowan Atkinson, and even television legends like Lucille Ball have acknowledged the impact Benny Hill had on their comedic styles. The humor he popularized in the 1960s and 70s paved the way for future generations of comedians, as physicality and visual storytelling became central to the craft. Furthermore, Hill's influence extends beyond just comedians. His pioneering format of fast-paced sketch comedy laid the groundwork for various comedic television shows that followed. Programs such as Saturday Night Live, Monty Python's Flying Circus, and The Carol Burnett Show drew inspiration from Hill's signature approach, proving that humor could be both silly and incisive. These shows not only embraced slapstick and physical comedy, but also incorporated social commentary and satire, pushing the boundaries of what comedy could achieve. Yet the legacy of Benny Hill is not without its complexities. The criticisms surrounding his portrayal of women and reliance on sexual innuendo highlight the need for growth and evolution in comedy. The conversation around representation and sensitivity in humor remains crucial, as audiences demand more inclusive and thoughtful portrayals. Hill's work serves as both an example of comedic brilliance and a reminder of the importance of adapting to cultural shifts. Despite the challenges he faced later in his career, Benny Hill remains a beloved figure in the hearts of many. His ability to evoke laughter through physical comedy and visual gags continues to resonate, ensuring that his work endures in the annals of comedic history. Benny Hill's legacy serves as a testament to the transformative power of humor, inviting us to reflect on the past while continuing to push for progress in the world of comedy. To sum up, Benny Hill's journey in comedy had its amazing highs and tough lows. Starting from humble beginnings, he grew into a global superstar known for his mix of physical comedy, satire, and charm that entertained audiences for years. His innovative work opened doors for future comedians, proving that laughter is a universal language. However, the controversies around how he portrayed certain characters remind us that comedy needs to change with society's values. Hill's legacy is a mix of brilliance, inspiration, and struggles, encouraging us to enjoy the laughter while also being aware of how humor evolves. Even though Benny Hill is no longer performing, the sound of his laughter still lingers, showing the lasting impact of comedy in bringing people together, sparking thoughts, and spreading joy across generations. As we wrap up our look at the moment that took the Benny Hill Show off the air, it's fascinating to see how comedy can mirror and sometimes challenge our evolving values. What do you think about the changing tides of humor and its impact on entertainment? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more engaging content. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more captivating stories from the entertainment world.